On today's show, we're going to talk about how to manage holidays running a business as a couple.
Well, we don't have any.
Well, that's the show. We're done.
That's that.
A really good question, right? Because you never stop working.
No.
And I think that's the biggest problem, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not no, I'm going to take that word back. I'm going to take it back. It's not the biggest problem. It's one of the side effects of running a business. Yeah. All right. So, and I don't think it's just a couple thing. But actually, I think it's easier when you're a couple. Because...
It's easier to take a holiday.
No, not easier to take a holiday, but easier to manage holidays. So, for example, right, if me and you, obviously we're a couple, so I can use this as an example.
Me and you then.
I never did and thought about it.
On holiday if you want.
But let's just say, like me and you had a full-time job, and I was running the business, and which means the business would fall on its ass. But if this was the case, and we went on holiday, and I was working away, you'd be like, you need to stop working.
Yeah.
And I think that the difference lies in where it becomes easier is there becomes a better level of understanding.
Yeah,
Definitely. The downfall
Yeah.
to that is that you are always kind of working a little
We'll
bit.
catch each other though. We'll be like, are you working? Are we on holiday?
Jamie does that.
I do
And
this.
like one of us will be like, yeah, but we just need to do it. Or you'll be like, okay, yeah. Well,
I'm
Like,
completely opposite.
okay.
As soon as I'm on holiday, I'm gone.
I'm very much
similar.
like you, right?
Yeah.
Like I may pick up my emails.
Yeah.
Rarely, but I may pick up my emails. But once I'm on holiday, like literally once the door's shut, like I'm done.
I've left way before the door shut.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
head's out.
Jamie's
I'm gone.
really good at looking at the emails that you want to look at.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
he is too. That
Yeah.
must be a characteristic.
Yeah, so
of
one of,
there.
one of the things that we found the best when we're on holiday is to set a time. So like we'll say, right, okay, we either do an hour in the morning or we do a couple of hours in the evening. And that just seems to work better. Because that way we go, right, no work between 9 to at least 7 o'clock at night. And that is our time to do whatever you want, whatever. If you want to do a couple of bits of hours of work at the end of the day, fine. Nothing in the middle unless it's urgent.
Yeah, I literally will like flip my emails on. So Charlotte, like we'll go out to somewhere and Charlotte will go up and get a cup of coffee and I'll just flip my emails open.
Yeah.
And just go, scroll. Yeah, don't need to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
And I come back to like 500 emails, right?
Yeah.
Still
But-
don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, and I still control alt and delete.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw that out there. I think that it's actually easier to manage your holiday as a couple because there's a level of understanding and a level of respect.
Yeah.
But it means you're both out of the business. So, but is it slightly easier for you guys because you've got a team?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed
It is,
massively
yeah.
since we've had a team. Don't get me wrong, it comes with its own stresses, because obviously worrying about my staff okay for edge case scenarios, as we like to call them, is the weird and wonderful thing that comes out of nowhere and you think, oh, they don't know how to deal with that because they haven't been given a process on how to do that.
Yeah.
Something that would literally never happen if you were there.
Yeah.
The minute you're gone, it's
Something
just-
weird will
something
happen.
happens.
And
Like the
you're like-
whole town goes out of electric. That has happened.
Yeah.
Like the whole town.
Or if my phone's
I'm
went
like,
offline and my
I
guy's
don't
going to
know.
know what to do, or
Yeah.
are they just going to sit there and look at the screen and do nothing? But
Yeah.
that's the thing, you've got those worries of obviously, are your staff okay? Are they equipped for what's going to happen? But in the opposite side of it, it makes it damn sight easier because you can go away, they'll deal with all the day-to-day stuff, and then you're only dealing with the stuff that you really need to.
You have to be
And
really
99
good at delegating though.
Yeah.
And
it's-
giving away the power.
You have to let go, and that's
Yeah.
the
But it's the
hard thing for
process.
business.
Are you listening to this?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
We were
It's
talking about
really
this
hard.
earlier.
Really hard. I didn't know until we started running the business that I was a control freak. I honestly had no idea.
I think
She
I've
Because-
always
She
known.
called me the control freak originally.
But it's because I can delegate. So I'm like, I'm not a control freak because I don't do anything. I just delegate it all out. So how can that possibly be? As it turns out, that's still me in control.
Yeah.
She's going,
Who knew?
"You must
Who
do
knew?"
that."
I'm also very good at delegating.
Yeah.
When you know that you've got a good team to
Yeah.
delegate to.
And
If I
it's
don't
the let
know,
go and the trust.
Yeah.
And it's
Doesn't
just
mean any of us do it at work.
Yeah.
We get it.
But also the other thing about that I wanted to talk about what you said, you're not here either to bring in any new business.
No.
So when you go on holiday, you're still got to pay the staff, you're still got to pay the bills.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Yeah,
something
we've got
else I was going to talk about. Because so we're slightly different because we've also got a team, but our team are obviously bigger. We got more of them. All right.
Yeah.
However, they all run their own business, so they're not senior bounds cut through. Do you know what I mean? Like
They outsource.
they're out our hosts. They've got their own business, so the events and everything are all run for us, and we haven't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
And the processes around the events are all sorted. However, the same thing. None of them are trained about what happens when it all goes peak top, right? Like,
Yeah.
because none of them have access.
No.
Yeah.
So we still are in sole control,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
for us, it's the laptop comes with us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we're camper banners, so we have the added bonus of 90% of the time we've gone on holiday, we don't have signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's almost your lifestyle is affected by the fact you run a business.
Yeah.
For many business owners out there, I think it's a really fair point to say that it's easier sometimes just to take long weekends, especially when you're first starting out, because that's very much what we do. We take sort of a Friday, then take the Monday and go for mini breaks rather than going for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
would be really hard to manage,
It's a lot,
especially in the beginning.
And it's easier for us on a Monday and a Friday because we don't have any events running.
Yeah.
Or necessarily,
Yeah.
we have a couple, but not necessarily any running on a Monday and
So
Friday.
you know you've minimised the amount of risk factor. So
Lower
to
the
speak.
risk.
So you kind of
Yeah.
get, you know what, it's not too
Where
bad.
you, however, in your business, like
With 24 hours.
24 hour, I mean,
Yeah.
something could happen at 3 o'clock on the morning on a Saturday or a Sunday, and
Yeah.
you don't get any.
You can meet
No.
a very grumpy version of me.
It has happened.
It does
We
happen.
touch word that we create,
Safeguards.
all of the processes that means that we don't. But at the very beginning, we had a fair few occasions where that happened because it was a learning curve.
Every business has, I think.
And it was quite hard. It's usually me that would wake up and be like, Kyle, we got a problem. And you need to get up now. Like, actually, right now. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, right now.
Yeah.
And it would have been 4 a.m.
And the thing
Yeah.
is, though, probably one of my key things for anybody that's doing holidays is make sure you've got processes up to scratch, even if it's just for yourself. Everybody will go, well, it's in my head. Problem is, it's not in the staff's heads, it's not in your friends' heads or whatever.
Yeah.
You need the process, even in your own head. Technically, people go, oh, it doesn't matter if we do it slightly different. No, actually, consistency is better than having lots of different people doing different ways of doing something. So if you get it right and everybody knows what to do, at least then when you're on holiday and something does go wrong, it's okay. They know what they're doing. It's all handled.
That's a really top tip, actually.
Yeah.
Is processes and business. Like, I never really understood this concept. I hated processes,
Don't we all?
and then I realized that actually I can't function without them. So it is true.
But you take processes in general, it means that the work that goes out is always consistently good.
I think
Even if
people overthink the word processes, though.
They
Like,
think
everyone has a process to get up in the morning. Do you put your socks on first? Do you brush your teeth first? You know, it's that.
You don't want to know what I do.
Do I just get
Yeah, but like that's the point. Like, the process can be that simple. You know, just start to finish. Don't overthink it.
Yeah,
Like, don't think, oh my god, I've got a. This is the really long process. Like, actually, whatever you do is what they need to do, and it's just a really
Yeah, and
simple.
it was
But if people don't know it, they don't
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah,
They don't know where to
exactly.
start.
Yeah.
It was something I saw in previous to my work in here, but one of the things I learned was processing is actually really good, and especially failure processes. Because I saw a company and their phones went down, and they didn't know what to do. They just saw headless chickens running around going, we don't know what to do. And I just went, go and pick the mobile up. It diverts the mobile. Problem solved. And but everybody didn't know what to do because nobody had trained. Well, they had the handout that says you need to do this, but because they hadn't practiced it,
Yeah.
nobody knew what to do. And it's always handy just practice those fail safes. So like when you do get staff members and we do holidays, at least I know I can leave and I go, you know what, if the phones go off, they'll probably go home anyway, but at least they know what they're doing. But that's the sort of thing. So like holidays and as a couple, it's easier when you've got staff, but making sure that everybody's got a decent sort of level of knowing what to do when things go wrong means that you go on holiday and actually relax.
So
Really good
it's
top
good. I mean, look, there's some really good top tips there, and I think we have to also bring in for like, I mean, anywhere in Wales for some reason they just have August off. So
Don't
like,
blame them.
We do, we pretty much do.
do you? How? I don't want to know. Right.
Yeah.
So look, we do have to wrap the show up. Top tip for managing holidays as a married couple running a business.
I was going to go to sort of something for a solo people as well.
Okay. Well, throw it in. What?
The sort of things for solo people is even when you haven't got a team, don't be scared to take a holiday because you still need downtime.
So, and I think that is actually a good tip for everybody, actually.
Even if it's just like you say,
A long weekend.
long weekend.
Yeah.
Take
some
them.
time
You
off.
need downtime, and you do need to switch off, and you do need to get out of this habit of like, all we do is go work, and even if I'm on holidays, work. It doesn't need to be. 3 days off. Is your house going to be on fire if you take 3 days off? Probably not. So, good chance, take some holiday, and you'll probably recover and be able to use the fire extinguisher at least.
Yeah. True. Or as Michael McIntyre did a whole sketch about turning off the electrics, except the fridge.
Yeah.
The fridge is okay.
Warm.
The fridge is okay. However, 90% of house fires are caused by the fridge. Top tip.
It's a tough one. I would probably say to have processes in place.
Yeah.
So, so we hand over to VA, for example, and just, have processes written down.
Well, we went to Everest.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. We had no signal, no email.
I was going to say, not going to be
We had nothing.
But everything was handed over.
Yeah, and we came back to our business.
It was the first time, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I'm not going to say I wasn't worried, right? But yeah, but we had people in place to kind of look after everything, so it just flowed.
Yeah.
A lot of it's down to trust, though.
Yeah.
That's that key point, but that's probably the hardest bit is learning who to trust, because obviously it's your baby.
Yeah, definitely. Danielle, what is your top tip?
Make sure you talk about things that aren't just work when you're on holiday.
See, this is a whole,
really,
it's a
really
whole
good
different
one.
angle.
That's another show in itself.
Because
Switch off.
See No Bounds is like the third member of our relationship.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about See No Bounds more than we ever talk about my Jamie McAnsh brand or Blue
Or anything else.
or anything else.
Or anything else.
And we don't have kids, so we don't even have that. We just have See No Bounds. See No Bounds and a dog.
Yeah.
My top tip is respect. I think I'm going to say respect. So respect the fact that you have a business, but respect the fact that you're in a relationship, but also respect the fact that you're in a relationship in a business. And if you don't have that level of respect, you won't have a relationship, and as a result, you won't have a business, and as a result, none of it will work.
And I think to elaborate on that as well, because you're in a couple's business, you've got to remember one of you might not be ready for a holiday, but the other one is. You need to respect each other to start realizing that one is burning out or the other one isn't, and you need to be ready to take that time out. Even if that other person does it on their own, ideally try and do it as a couple, but you need to watch, because I might be perfectly fine. I've got another couple of weeks in me to carry on, but my wife might be absolutely burnt out and she needs a holiday. So as a couple in a business, you need to be focusing on each other. So, okay, we're at a point we need to step it down.
We're actually really good because we do tend to go, right, like I can see it in Charlotte, and we actually are fairly in sync. So if Charlotte's burnt out, you can guarantee I'm fairly close behind. Do you know what I mean?
But one of the things I think is a really good thing to do as a couple in that situation is to go on a fun thing to do with business sometimes as well. So a mastermind, a PR retreat, something that is going to be
a podcast with mates, which is basically how this came about. Do you know what I mean? We've had like pizza, and we've sat down, chilled out.
And so
do something fun,
in your business as well.
That's where the best ideas come from as well. We could have been at Thorpe Park, or where did we go? We went to Mallorca, and we just.
I moved nearly 300 clients onto a new server in Mallorca because my head was just in the game, and I was like, I'm on holiday. What am I doing? But I did it.
It just
my
felt
head
right.
was in there, and I didn't feel like it was almost like I was working again as a fun bit, not as a
doing the stuff that you enjoy doing. Yeah, I'm a massive thinker, so I'm not an overthinker, but I'm a massive thinker. So I will sit there, and all of a sudden things start to come clear in my mind.
This is why it's so important to take time out as well, because that is when the best ideas come, I think.
The problem is just shutting me up then.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is all we have time for. Well, we all know that shutting Jamie McAnsh up is a task in itself. I think there's some real golden nuggets there, but I think for me, the top tip is make sure you make time. Because without it, you will literally burn yourself into the ground, and then there'll be no business. So I hope you've taken something away from it. I've certainly enjoyed it, and until next time, we'll all see you again soon. Take care. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye.